Hello, I'm Cindy with Wisconsin Voices for Recovery, and this is Speak Out on Stigma. Today we'll be hearing from Caden from Outreach LGBTQ Plus Community Center. Hey, Caden, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
It's good. I'm good. So tell me, how does stigma against people perpetuate substance use disorder?
Um, I think for me, this most direct answer to that is that it keeps people who are people who use drugs in secrecy and shame. And when people are like within that like cycle of shame or whatever, it makes it harder for them to get out of whatever they're doing in that secrecy. And it doesn't make it like a safe space, a safe place for people to explore other options outside of what they're doing currently. And it also really affects like their relationships with the substances or whatever they are doing. And that in turn kind of really leads to unsafe behavior. I'm like a harm reductionist through and through, and so I have no problem with people who use drugs, or if they want to keep using drugs, if like abstinence is not really a thing for them or not really what they want to do. However, if somebody's using it in secrecy or shame because of the stigma around what they choose to do with their lives, then that really leads to unsafe behaviors. And those people who are using drugs, um, might not have equal access to like SSPs for folks that don't know what that is, but like safe syringe programs, um, Narcan, or any of those other things, and they have this shame around it. So that maybe they don't want to be seen at public health, or maybe they don't want to be seen at one of those vending machines they have around Madison right now, getting Narcan or fentanyl test strips or whatever it may be. And I think that leads to more unsafe behaviors and lives lost through all kinds of things, whether that be because of wounds or overdoses or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm hearing that shame can have a twofold negative impact. It can prevent people from seeking help and pose a barrier, and it can also worsen substance use and lead to more risky behaviors.
Yeah.
What can communities do to reduce stigma and support people who are recovering from substance use?
I think the first thing that I always advocate for is that language matters, right? Like what we say and how we say it is really impactful. And so switching to like person first language or language that's not deficit based. So like instead of referring to somebody as an addict, um, call them a person who uses drugs, or versus calling somebody clean versus dirty, right? Like that person's clean or has been clean for however many years. When someone says clean, the opposite of clean is dirty, and we don't want to associate a person or a group of people with something that has negative connotations to it, right? Um, because that can lead to like some other like implicit bias stuff that's happening and unfair treatment towards other people. Um, and then like not talking about it, normalizing it, using it in everyday language, making it not a big deal. But that person first thing and that the language part of it is so important. Um, because it can create this like idea that, you know, just because somebody is choosing to do this, whatever reason they're choosing to do it, doesn't make them a bad person or make them wrong or any of those things. And it creates a sense of safety around like that thing that somebody's doing. I think a lot of the work that I do in the community with like peer support and really just like meeting folks where they're at um, is really based off of me trying to create safe places for people. When I was and like um, actively using drugs, when I was like actively homeless, all of those things, that's what I was missing was a safe place. And so I really try to foster that sense of safety with all of the people that I come in contact with, so they don't have to live in that fear, or create a place where they can get access to those things where they don't have to worry about giving me their name or their age or meeting me at a place that could be um, where somebody else might know them and they'll be recognized doing that. So yeah,
So yeah, language matters, and you had mentioned creating a safe place, and language contributes to that in a big way. And so that the importance of that person first language, um, really speaking to that. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
um, yeah, I think what's really important through all of this is like when people are in recovery, no matter what they're in recovery from, right? Whether it be like mental health or self-harm, um, substances, anything, there's two sides to that fight and that battle, right? One is making sure that people have a quality of life or getting access to the resources that they need, the things that are like openly talked about, the things you see on like TV and blah blah blah. But the one thing that is like such a crucial aspect to people being able to utilize those resources or having those senses of safety is the reducing stigma part, and that's the part that's not talked about, and the part that really isn't. Um, yeah, just like brought to the forefront of people's minds, like how you think about people, the way you approach people, the way you talk to people, the way you describe people is really impactful to the rest of the world. So it's really cool that you guys are doing this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we post one of these every Monday, um, looking to get as many perspectives from across the state and cutting across sectors as possible. So we're glad to be able to bring this opportunity to the Wisconsin recovery community, and allies to the recovery community. Well, thank you so much, Caden, for sharing your views on stigma. And
Yeah,
thank you to our viewers for watching. Speak Out on Stigma is a forum to raise awareness about the harmful impact of stigma on those in and seeking recovery. Recovery is for everyone. Together we can eliminate stigma. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Thank you and have a good day.